Welcome to the Dave Williams Wealth Advantage. Commentary for marketplace heroes, high achievers, entrepreneurs, and business leaders connected with the Great Commission. Now here is award-winning, best-selling author, Dr. Dave Williams.
How would you like to take a journey that very few will ever take? An adventure into a fresh dimension of God's presence and God's supernatural provision. Have you ever experienced lack in your home or your business? Do you wish you could step to a higher level of resources and maybe even an inexhaustible supply? Well, you can if you understand the iron laws for a quantum leap. The term quantum leap is a physics term describing an unexplainable, supernatural-like escape of an electron from one orbit into another. Electrons orbit the nucleus of an atom, and each electron is trapped in a particular orbit and stuck there without hope of ever moving to another realm or another orbit. Yet, when enough pressure is applied to a particular electron, it disappears from its orbit, and it reappears in a totally different orbit. It's like a miracle. Something that cannot happen does happen. In many cultures, if you were born into a peasant family, that's where you remain all your life. You can't break to a higher level. Yet sometimes miracles happen. It was portrayed in the film Slumdog Millionaire. Sometimes a person really does make a quantum leap to another level. Through faith, action, and tenacity, we can make a supernatural leap to another level financially. But our belief system will always impose an artificial boundary on how high we can go. Unless we change our belief system, we'll stay pretty much the same. And if we do think we're going to another level and don't become more on the inside by changing our thoughts, words, and actions, we'll find ourselves right back where we started. You can go from rags to riches, back to rags, if you don't change on the inside. The psalmist wrote this: "We went through the fire and through the water," stress, pressure applied. "But thou," this is God supernaturally, "brought us into a wealthy place." Now, do you remember I said the electron that makes the supernatural leap is the one that absorbs most of the pressure and carries the heaviest stress load? That's needed to give it a quantum leap. These stresses are when you're coming out of your comfort zone so you can make it to another level. Now here's the iron laws for a quantum leap. They aren't comfortable, but they make you more on the inside so you can enjoy more on the outside. Iron law number 1, understand that God is God and you are not. Even though this world changes, God does not. Even in the days of high risk, God can make them days of great opportunity. Iron law number 2, He created you to be fruitful and to multiply and to fill the earth. Genesis 1:28. Here's a fundamental principle of life. If I am to be fruitful and multiply, I must accept that I am responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my thoughts, my words, my actions, my own happiness, my success, and the influence I have upon others. If you will take one step, the Holy Spirit will supernaturally propel you another 99. Some just wait around, hoping something to change. Year after year, it's more of the same, and no wonder. They wish and hope and dream, yet choose to stay in their comfort zones, trying to avoid the pressure necessary for a miracle advance. Iron law number 3, for a quantum leap, you must upgrade your inner kingdom. Your inner kingdom will always become your outer kingdom. So boost your thinking, boost your believing, boost your speaking to be more like God's. You attract like a living magnet people, ideas, thoughts, circumstances, and situations that harmonize with your soul, your inner kingdom. Young Solomon gave 1,000 times more in offerings. That was unusual. He was only required to provide one offering like everybody else. He thought differently than the average person. Others probably thought he was crazy. Yet God came to only one person and offered to answer any request he could imagine. That one person was Solomon, the one who applied the pressure of making an unusual offering. And ultimately, he became the richest man who ever lived. He stepped out of the normal comfort zone and made a quantum leap. Your outer kingdom is a reflection of your inner kingdom. The way you see yourself on the inside largely determines what happens on the outside. Now, there's some common thinking out there. For example, my employer doesn't pay me very much, so I don't have much to give. Or I'm on a fixed income, so I can't do something unusual for God. Or I'm down to my last dime, and I'm sure not going to let go of that. I don't have a job now, so how can I give seed I don't have? Others say, if I win the sweepstakes, I'll give God a good percentage. Someone should be helping me instead of thinking about helping someone else. I don't have anything to give. What? Did God not say He gives seed to the sower? In other words, He'll give seed if you'll sow it. And then you'll get the harvest for the seed. Iron law number 4. For a quantum leap, remember nothing multiplies until a seed is planted. Read 2 Corinthians chapters 8 and 9. Read them carefully. You can only harvest after you've sown. Nothing multiplies until a seed is planted. David Burdine wanted to give $1 million to missions, but he was without a job and down to his last $62. He planted that $62 into a missionary. Now, I'm sure that was stressful, but he did it, setting himself up for a quantum leap. It was within a week, I believe, he was called and invited to become CEO of a large company, and was, over time, able to give not $1 million, but over $75 million to missions. Was that a coincidence, or was that a quantum leap? Mike Rogers owned a company, but due to regulations, it was being phased out. He was down to his last $200 when he heard Tommy Barnett give a presentation about his dream for the LA Dream Center. God said to Mike, "Mike, give $200. But Lord, Mike protested, "I only have $200 left." The Lord responded, "That's all I asked for, Mike." So Mike gave his last $200, and in just a short time, some strange miracle happened. Congress passed a new law deregulating Mike's business, and it took off like a skyrocket until Mike was able to give $250,000 every quarter to the Dream Center. $250,000. That's $1 million a year. Now, was that a coincidence, or was that a quantum leap? Trying to get something for nothing, or waiting for heaven to rain down gold, is going to bring you great disillusionment. It's only a fantasy. Life is not a dress rehearsal, it's the real thing. And you get only one time around to get it right. So why not determine today to set up the conditions for your life, your business, your finances that will bring you a quantum leap? I'm Dave Williams, author of Radical Riches and Coming into the Wealthy Place, thanking you for joining me today, and I pray you received a special advantage.
Dave Williams is the author of Coming into the Wealthy Place and The Road to Radical Riches. We have several resources available in print and on audio media. Our web address is davewilliams.com. We look forward to hearing from you, and be sure to join us for the next Dave Williams Wealth Advantage.